now in game number 2 of Ceberus Esports versus KT Rolster. They just had a commanding victory against KT. So now we're going to be going into Champ Select number 2. We have the bands Yumi, Senna, and Fiora for Ceberus Esports, and Zoe, Jace, and Aatrox for KT Rolster. And interestingly enough, KT switched sides. They are now on the red side.
Okay, Camille being open for Ceberus Esports. I'm kind of nervous about this. Yeah, you have to take away the Zoe. That is a good ban. You have to take the Aatrox out. The Jace away. Maybe. But that leaves still room. I mean, Camille is one of those champions that you just simply do not leave open. And not even that, there's another champion that can be utilized here by BMM or Meliodas, which is the Gwen. Let's see though if they are going to be picking it up, since Zoe is a high priority champion as well and might as well secure it for the team. And they might even pick up the Galio here. I mean, Camille and Galio has such big synergy, and yeah, it will be picked up here. Definitely. Or they want to be extra aggressive, I think. If they do lock us in, they're wanting more fights, and they will secure it.
Okay, so now they want more fights, but Rattel wants more scaling here. He's going to be going for the Jax. Against the Camille, I kind of disagree with that, but only if you don't get a lot of jungle attention. It's if top lane is an island. Y1 is definitely going to be more aggressive onto Rattel in the early game. So that does kind of signal that Do is going to be picking a high impact early game jungler just to help Rattel out with his early scaling.
I mean, I'm not really love the Jax, but so far we have only seen one game with a Jax win, and it was between EDG versus FPX in their game number 3, and it was quite an interesting game as well. It wasn't a deciding victory, but it is still a win on the Jax. But so far, in terms of like heavy impact, massive impact with this champion, we have still yet to see that coming in our games. Maybe as we do see KT Rolster picking up another aggressive champion, which is the Yoni, maybe things can turn around this time in a positive manner for KT Rolster. I do love that they are willing to now pick up these aggressive champions. They still have their scaling taste or flavor here with the Corki and the Jax, but playmaking is much more potent in this game. What they only need to avoid is the punishment available here for Ceberus Esports. Take note, it's still a Camille, it's still that Mega Inferno Bomb, it's still that depth charge that can catch a Yone or a Jax off guard. And now they're investing on a possible Kha'Zix, which can take on these isolated champions. If you make a mistake and become isolated or overextend, there will be Meliodas assassinating you the least time you expected.
Exactly. So Meliodas and BMM going to be assassinating you, because I believe that he is going to be going for the Zed. Yes, he will. BMM gonna be showing 0. This is how it's done. You picked Zed last game, I'm gonna pick him this time. So definitely Meliodas on Kha'Zix. I honestly wouldn't trust a lot more players on the Kha'Zix.
Have been
Meliodas,
silent about this.
I think Meliodas has a really good track record on that champion, but Do is going to be picking up that Lee Sin, as I said, a high impact early game champ. He's going to be helping out his lane. He's going to be helping out that Jax and that Yone, because otherwise, these are not that great of matchups for them, especially with Y1 against Hell. That Camille is such a good counter Jax if you play that matchup right, because you can bait out his counter strike, hook shot out, and before he can leap strike onto you, you're gone. And then you can look for maybe a re-engage later on. So I think Do and Meliodas are going to be going to focus a lot on either getting that Jax ahead or behind.
Yeah, I mean, that's the intention. I think it's a nice. It's really nice that KT Rolster picked up the Lee Sin, but I'm kind of sad, as because I went silent, seeing the Shen not being picked as of the meantime. I was kind of looking forward to maybe seeing it being picked up, since it is a high prio ban pick champion as well. But the Lee Sin pick is a nice touch towards their lineup. I think this can help KT Rolster get their groove in the early game. It is also a nice response against the Kazakhs. And since Ceberus Esports does have a lot of assassins in their lineup, if you can pin them down, you can slow their tempo, prevent them from getting that early lead, then that's already a huge win here for KT Rolster. This time, the slow pace might actually work for them.
But that's a huge question, right? Like, how can you slow the roll of both BMM and Meliodas? Because you know BMM, a very skilled Zed player, Meliodas, just a monster on Kha'Zix. If you're not able to shut them down early, and they're able to, you know, at least go even when they get their ultimates, they're going to start roaming, and then they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. Nomel and Akeno already chasing each other down the river. Zero is the one that they're going to be trying to help out. He is kind of winning against BMM a little bit, but Akeno here is trying to change. I gotta bop him once with that that big anchor. Now he's got level 2, so he can dredge line in if he so chooses. But so far, yeah, Y1 and Rattel as well, having a little bit of a trade up there in the top lane, just having a little bit of a good time. Y1 actually, with the W going to hit that Jax, did not get the heal, so Rattel actually has the advantage here. He's going to go for the counter attack. He does land it, and Y1 getting taken very low. Egg on my face, because I said that Jax this Camille looks like he's giving Y1 a hard time here. Meliodas and Do, though, they're going to meet up here, and Do will get that with his Sonic Wave. Oh, sorry, no, Meliodas did get, but they still have the same amount of XP, and Do is going to get out of there, go for the Scuttle Crab instead. Rattel has no mana, so this could be an optimal time for Y1 to go in, although if he has enough mana for a single counter-strike, Y1's not going to have a good time.
Yep. I mean, this is already a good sign coming in from Rattel, you know, winning that early game against the Camille, against Y1, avoiding the heal for the tactical sweep of that Camille of Y1, and with the lead that he is getting, it will result to Ceberus Esports maybe calling out help from Akeno so that maybe they can bully out the Jax, because that's normally the path or normally the strategy when there is a Jax on the enemy team. And since it's not present as of the moment, it gives time here for Rattel to just bash down this tower, even able to secure a plate early on into the game.
Yeah, good secure there. KT Rolster, they are being a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more proactive here in their game compared to the last one, because they know that Ceberus Esports, they do have some weaknesses, some very clear-cut ways to actually get in their heads to try to win. But Ceberus Esports, their execution is kind of second to none in the C region. Genza now taking a lot of damage from Luna, and Do is right there in the bush looking for a Sonic Wave, but not gonna happen because Genza's like, alright, I smell that coming from a mile away, and I am Ziggs. I can wave clear from anywhere on the map. Almost
level 5
here. He is level 5. He goes for it. No, he's just gonna Spider-Man in with a dredge line. Not gonna go for the death charge.
Not range,
because that's a little bit, yeah, a little bit out of range, and the Ziggs was already used his Mega Inferno bomb, and won't be able to really follow up well.
Now on the side of Rattel and Y1, we still haven't seen Ceberus Esports send out a couple of resources there towards the top lane, and this is the big punish. First
that
blood
was huge
by Rattel.
Yeah. I don't gotta. I want to see that again, because Rattel, he was a little bit lower. Yeah. Oh, that was a huge bonk though. That was a third hit, and then he went for the immediate counter strike, leap strike, the flash bait as well. He just did a lot more damage than Y1 expected, and that's going to be first turret already for KT Rolster. A really great start here, and that is one of those rare mistakes that Ceberus Esports makes.
Yeah, and because of that, that is a big gold, a huge amount of gold that Rattel has gotten over just 1-2 minutes. A kill plus that tower takedown in the top lane thanks to the help of Do. And that will unlock the Jax. That will pretty much give him such a good time in the next few minutes. Possibly even an item secured already by Ratel. And yeah, we do see the Divine Sunder picked up. Oh my, okay. +2 longswords. That is a big win. 1,000 gold ahead against Y1. If you're the Camille player here, if you're Y1, you're going to be asking for help now.
Yeah, but unfortunately, that was a little bit ambitious from Meliodas. He does get away, just barely getting missed by the big one there. So Meliodas has to back out. This is not looking all too good for Ceberus Esports because they have kind of made it past the early game without getting too many, without getting kills, without getting these assassins ahead. So that makes things a little bit more difficult coming into the mid game. They are going to try to contest the Herald though, but will it be enough? Oh my god, Zero just going to get onto Y1. The Hexic Ultimatum brings him over the wall actually, and this is really bad for Y1, and he gets taken out as well. Sorry, as the Rift Herald, but so many health bars are low here on KT Rolster, but the hesitation from Ceberus Esports means that they all will live, and no kills go over to Ceberus Esports. BMM now getting aggressed on.
Yeah, I don't think Ratel will back down against Zed. I mean, he has the counter-strike, he has his ultimate to become much more durable as well. And Ceberus Esports, we're seeing them now struggle a little bit, and here's the replay on how it actually happened. Started off with a bit of a messy fight. Zero going on to the Camille, onto Y1, and despite that attempt, Ceberus Esports kind of pushed their boundaries. They already lost Y1. Still, they tried to get a couple of kills inside the pit. But KT.RY was ready for that. Now they get the Dragon for absolutely free. BMM gonna get caught. Sonic Wave. Actually goes in. Dragon's Rage.
Really good. Dragon's Rage. BMM goes down. The smite to finish him off. Oh, that Mega Inferno Bomb. Ooh, a little bit of a clench there for both Doa and Ratel. But now KT.RY are looking really, really clean here. Very much ahead of Ceberus Esports now.
Absolutely clean. They're getting the towers, they're getting the objectives, they're getting the pick off. 3,005, almost 3,500 gold lead at 7 minutes into the game. Basically, almost every single member except for Nomel is ahead against Ceberus Esports. Almost 1,000 gold up per member, and a massive lead by Ratel as well against Y1. That's almost 2,000 on his part alone. Now they're fighting mid. Akeno.
Oh, Akeno. He has to get out of there. He just barely survives a sliver of health. Just barely. Look at that. You can't even see his visible health bar anymore. But he does not give another kill over to KT.RY, and this is getting a little bit out of hand. That Jax is getting scary. Ratel has actually gotten all the tools he needs to succeed in life on this Jax. He's already got his Divine Sunder, he's got his Hull Breaker ready, and now Y1 is in a lot of danger because Zero is there, but he's not the only one who's there. Do and Nomel are there as well, and he's going to be meeting Do and Nomel here in just a second. He gets away just barely. The Sonic Wave is there. He doesn't take the second part of the queue, so that is just KT.RY letting him know, hey, we are here. Please do not come in this lane and try to push it while we are pressuring you.
And please do not try to fight, because we will not back down. We have 4,000 gold lead, we have all the kills so far, and every objective that he can actually take to gain more lead. Meliodas has been having a bit of a hard time. It's a dredge line, not connecting though. And Ceberus Esports will just back away for now. Rift Herald's gonna be spawning up in the next 45 seconds, and we do see KT Rolster already setting up in this red side jungle of Meliodas. Bot lane Y1 doing a really good job taking the tower down. Forced Zero as well to use that Fate Seal just to escape. It'll be a reset for now.
Yeah, for now. Although Akeno, face checking into that bush may not have been the smartest thing to do, but thankfully it was just normal there, and the Lee Sin wasn't really interested in scrapping with him at the moment. You can see the gold is it's kind of pulling away in favor of of KT Rolster. Much more on that Jax. He is 2,000 gold ahead of that Camille, and that just means that the split pushing is going to be super effective here for KT.
Yeah, Hullbreaker as well picked up.
Yeah, but while split pushing could be the key here, BMM, oh my god, he just absolutely got spotted out and destroyed. His health bar did not exist after like 1 second, and now that is a big engage by Rattel. They bring Akeno back, and Akeno goes golden. He's not going to be able to be safe though, so that means this Rift Herald is going to be free for KT Rolster to take, and absolutely no mistake committed here by KT Rolster this time. It is Ceberus Esports who have been kind of a little sloppy in their game plan.
And this is what I'm loving this from KT Rolster. Such clean movement, such clean execution. And this time, they're the ones who we're seeing making the plays, being aggressive, and forcing Ceberus Esports on the back end of these fights, making them be the ones responding to their plays, making them being the ones who actually escape and try to flee from their attacks. And this is causing a bit of a confusion here towards Ceberus Esports. They drafted this highly aggressive comp, and this time they're the ones who we're seeing to avoid the fights, and this Jax is becoming a monster in this game. What is happening right now?
I think it's just because Ceberus Esports, they did draft an aggressive composition, but they didn't play that aggressively in the early game, right? They didn't set up gangs or invades or anything all too spicy after that first blood by the Jax. So they kind of play passively, and that is a detriment to their kind of team composition. Because with Meliodas on the Kha'Zix and BMM on that Zed, you have to get you have to get those champions fed, or they won't be effective at all, especially when there's a hyper scaling Jax who's just pushing down your lanes. He doesn't care about how many kills your assassin has. All he knows is that he is ahead. But all I know right now is that there is a huge team fight coming on, and Akeno almost died right there. Could have been a huge team fight, but it really was just kind of a pick onto Akeno while the rest of CES backed him up and denied that fight from happening. But that does mean that this Mountain Drake is going to be free real estate for KT Rolster.
Yep. They managed to zone them away. They recognize the threat coming in from KT Rolster, and Ceberus Esports, they just can't do anything right now. Especially to Rattel. I mean, I have been very nervous about Jack's pick. I mean, I love this champion, but based on statistics, it has not had the best success. Now it has a lot. Meliodas gets obliterated.
He just disappeared at the blink of an eye, and Akeno may be next. Yes, he is. This has just not been the best of games for either Meliodas, Y1, BMM. They have just not gotten what they need. KT Rolster has been really good at denying them. Now he's gonna try to go for an ultimate here, goes for the shurikens, but that just barely scratches though. And now Rattel is in the mix. He's got that counter strike. He's gonna jump onto BMM. He knows you have no shadow. He knows you have to flash out, and flash out he does. But that does mean that KT Rolster, they have intimidated Ceberus Esports so much that they will be getting that tower just disappeared. It had 1100 health, and it just disappeared.
Disappeared. Like
it got jaxed.
It got jaxed. Oh my god, that was a drive-through by Zero. Yeah. Let me just pick up a Zed real quick. And he did.
That was pretty insane to see. But KT Rolster, they are in such a commanding position. This is their game to lose. They do okay. Then speaking of game to lose, they may be losing right here. Y1 and Akeno once again have been caught out, and that is another kill. Another 2 kills under the belt of KT Rolster, gives them a free Baron. That is 2 out of 5. God, Meliodas is still there, so the jungler can still steal, but no, Zero is keeping him at bay. This Yone is not going to let the Kha'Zix interfere with this unless they get a catch out to Genza, and the catch they did get the Yone gets that kill. Oh my god, the MM tried to go in a little bit too aggressively there onto Luna, but he doesn't even get the kill. This Zed is so underfed, and that Baron goes very, very freely into the pockets of KT Rolster. They are 11,000 gold ahead, Kiao.
11,000? Who would have thought? This is what
That was
happened.
a huge carrot.
Definitely, we love seeing this right now on the side of KT.RY. This fight, we do see their aggressive side now. KT.RY making the plays, making the flashy moves, and Ceberus Esports, they're just so shocked right now. Look at the goal difference over time. This is almost exponential.
Yeah.
The goal just keeps on rising on the side of KT.RY. Now it's sitting, 11,000 gold lead still at 15 minutes. Absolutely astonishing on the side of KT.RY. They're the ones dictating the flow, the pace of the game, every single movement. They're bashing the towers down and forcing Ceberus Esports to just respond and disengage. Look at that! Fate Sealed! Almost getting a kill onto Meliodas.
Almost getting that kill there. Meliodas just melting down. If he didn't have his teammate there, he would have bitten the dust. But now KT.RY are pressuring every single lane. They're pressuring every single inhib turret. And what can the rest of CES do? Look, their health bars are melting inside their own base. Y1 might have died there, but the kick did secure that. Zed is down. What can CES do? They're already on the Nexus, and the Nexus will fall. There was just too many of them right there, and KT.RY with a very quick victory there to even it up 1-1. We are going to be going to a game 3.
I only have one thing to say here to KT.RY, especially after this